Hey, so Robotech, the Macross Saga, number 6. It was an enjoyable read. First off, let's take a look at the cover. I love the fact that it's a wraparound cover. I don't know, does Comic Code, the last 2 Comic Codes I've read, probably the only 2 I've read in a long time, both do this. Is this a common conception for them? Because I forgot if it was. But the cover looked good before, but it looks even better when you got the rest of it showing the gun and the battle pods from the aliens and Andrades. And let's take a look inside. Now, right off the bat, I was like, wow, that really pops. And the pages are very thick, very like Baxter quality paper. It's not quite it's not the crappy shiny paper they use nowadays. It's really like, you know, leafing through plastic. It's still paper, but it's not like newsprint. There's an ad over here for Robotech by Harmony Gold. And we got, I'm not sure, I haven't seen this episode if this is a translation of an episode, or it's just a comic book based on the TV series. So somebody let me know below if you've read this and you know that, hey, this is or this isn't. I don't know. So this is before that I forgot her name. But Rick and her, they kind of were a flirty kind of thing, but Min-May and Rick already like hit it off. I do remember that. She becomes captain eventually or something. But anyway, this before they really met, but they think that Rick's in there alone, which is embarrassing for Rick, but he's waiting for Min-May to get out. They haven't yet seen the Zendrati people, so when they engage with them later, it's going to be pretty exciting. There's something about particles that form whenever they go into the fold, which is like, you know, their version of warp. So this guy right here, who has really weird eyes. By the way, the artwork for this is very hit and miss. The faces, sometimes I'll feel like Picasso did it. But then again, if I did a dozen pages or a dozen faces per page, I'd probably get sloppy too. Like that looks sloppy to me right there. This guy. Like that looks bad. But, you know, I mean, he does really good on the ships. So I think maybe they should get a different person to do different things. Like these faces look awful. My gosh, what the heck. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative, but get one person to do the faces and one person to do the ships, because he does better ships if it's the same artist, which I guess I should look at it, because I'm not trying to insult you if you're out there watching my thing. Mike Leakis the pencils. And here comes Tom Tom. So Min-May did buy that dress that she tried on. This is also very interesting because remember, this was back in 1985, I think was when this comic book was produced. Yeah, September 1985. And we still thought we were going to use paper in the future for pictures. So this camera robot, please insert a coin. And he takes a picture of him so that he has a paper picture to take back to his barracks or wherever he's staying at on the ship. Now remember, it looks like they're on Earth, but in the American cartoon, they were not on Earth. This was inside the fortress, the SDF, the super dimensional fortress. They rebuilt a city that almost got destroyed on Earth. Again, the ship, when it's in jet mode, this art is fantastic right here. So, look, I'm not trying to down on the guy, the human faces. Her eyes are about to pop out of her head. But, you know, it's not anime looking. It's just her eyes are about to pop out of her head. But the ship art makes up for it. So, hey, then, my gosh, they used a lot of ink on this. Whew, that's a lot of magenta right there. But it does make it pop. So if you want to get the Robotech comic book poster, you got to fill out this right here and send it in. And then go back in your time machine and do it. So I've overall really enjoyed reading this. It's a nice refresher because it's like, oh, it takes me back to when I was a kid. I remember going back whenever, I remember watching the TV show and reading these comic books. I may have read this one before too, because I'm sitting here going, it feels familiar, but then again, it's just the characters that feel familiar. Look at that. That's really good art for the ship. The SDF. And I feel like I am turning 2 pages there, but sometimes I feel like I'm turning 2 pages and I'm not. Here's where Rick comes face to face with one of the guys, the aliens that are humanoid. And he's like, a giant alien. And it stuns him. And when the alien is trying to fight him, he's just so stunned he can't believe it. And he needs to snap out of it because Rick's first big mission and he's freezing up. He needs to snap out of it so he will not get caught staring at an alien while he's getting his butt kicked. This last page is pretty good, in my opinion. Looks like that should be kind of a poster, like a Star Wars poster. You got the big face floating in, a face floating in space. You Got the SDF Macro one in there. He is going back to the ship. Then you got Robotech, Macross. Now, I used to read these letters back in the 80s because we didn't have the internet, and we were always like, I couldn't go on the internet and find out what happened in the last issue and what happened in what's coming up. And so these letters would always answer that information for you. Nowadays, we can just, Google or DuckDuckGo things. I don't like Google. And we got other issues coming out this month for October. Oh, that's kind of funny because we're in October. Well, I don't know when this video is going to pop, but this was in October. Robotech Masters number 3. Robotech Macross Saga number 7. Oh, I felt like they were going to do like numbers like Macross is 1 to 18 and 19 picks up with Masters. No, they all had their own individual numbering. Well, the videos is like season 1, season 2. And of course, we've already seen the back cover. So let me know below if this is one of the comic books you picked up or you read back in the day. I definitely read some of these back in the day, but I couldn't get them all. I don't know why. I mean, I just remember I'd pick them up every now and then. And again, I give it a high grade because it's very hit and miss on the art, but overall, it's satisfying. You don't get it's not so bad, the art, you can't figure out what the heck you're looking at. So it's not like that. And the story's good. And one other thing, I seem to remember Veritech being spelled V-E-R. If you watch one of my shorts, they keep spelling it V-A-R. So I need to look that up because I'm really confused. I could have sworn it was V-E-R, Veritech Fighters. And maybe they were getting it mixed up with Valkyrie because that's what it was called in Japan. The ships right here are called Valkyries. And in America called Veritex. So maybe they were getting, and maybe I'm getting my wires crossed because it's Veritech, Veritas. Maybe I'm just getting mixed up. All right. Thanks for watching. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you want to see more of this. I know I do.